Good morning, Year 4. I hope you're well. Welcome to today's science lesson. Now, today we're not going to be beginning our new topic just yet. What we are going to be doing is revising our learning from our topic of eating and digestion. So by the end of this lesson, you're not going to learn anything new, but what you will know and you will be secure on is you will be able to classify animals according to whether they are a herbivore, carnivore, or an omnivore. You will be able to construct and interpret food chains. You will be able to identify the different types of teeth and explain their functions. You will be able to explain the importance of keeping your teeth healthy and explaining how you can do this. And you will be able to identify and explain the basic parts of the digestive system. Now, today's lesson is going to take form of a quiz. So we are going to do a quiz together. You are going to be calling the answers out to your screen so that I know that you are participating too. And then you are going to be constructing and creating your own leaflet to display your wonderful knowledge of the topic of eating and digestion. So our first question is, which of these animals is a carnivore? Now, remind me, Year 4, what is a carnivore? Is it an animal that eats just plants? No. It's an animal that eats meat, isn't it? So it doesn't eat plants, it eats meat. What was the animal called that eats both plants and meat? That's right, it's an omnivore. Now, thinking about each of these animals, sheep, snail, spider, and squirrel, which of these animals is a carnivore and eats just meat? Now, pause the video and have a think. Okay, so let's talk about this then. Sheep, what do sheep eat? Sheep eat like grass, don't they? Now, that's not a carnivore because grass is a plant. Snails, what do snails eat? Snails eat everything. So they are going to be an omnivore. What do spiders eat? Spiders eat other insects. That's meat. So spider is definitely a carnivore. But let's make sure a squirrel isn't too. What do squirrels eat? Squirrels eat both insects and fruit, nuts and seeds. So a squirrel is an omnivore too. So the correct answer is spider. Well done if you got that right. My next question is, these animals can be linked in a food chain, but which one is the producer? Now, does the producer start the food chain? Is it second, is it third, or is it fourth? That's right, a producer starts the food chain. Why does a producer start the food chain? That's right, because it can get its energy from other sources such as the sun. Do you remember the process that the producer takes to convert this sunlight into energy? That's right, it's photosynthesis. So, which of these is going to be the producer? Is it a cabbage, earthworm, badger, or fox? Tell me your answers to the screen in 3, 2, 1. Cabbage! Well done! Let's look at the next question then. How many sets of teeth do humans have in a lifetime? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Thinking back to when we learned all about the different types of teeth that we have. How many sets of teeth do humans have in a lifetime? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Ready? Call the answer in 3, 2, 1. That's right, they have 2 sets of teeth. Remember, the babies and children have their milk teeth, then their milk teeth fall out, and then their adult teeth come through. Do we have any more teeth after our adult teeth? Nope, that means we have to keep extra careful care for them. Which of these types of teeth are used for biting and cutting food? Now, I would like you to point to these types of teeth when I say them. Where are your canines? Well done, then these ones here. Where are your incisors? There you go, these two here. Where are your premolars? Back here. Where are your molars? Right at the back. Well done. So which type of teeth are used for biting and cutting food? Pause the video. Okay, have a think. Tell me your answer in 3, 2, 1. Did you get it right? It was the incisors. Remember when I told you about when you bite into an apple, the first thing that bites into them is your incisors, your front 2 teeth and your bottom 2 teeth. So our incisors break and rip food. Well done. Well, now, which of these types of teeth are used for ripping and tearing food? Is it our canines, incisors, premolars, or molars? We know it's definitely not incisors. Which one is it? Lock in your answers. Tell me in 3, 2, 1. Well done, it's the canines. The canines here. Why do we say that the canines? What do the canines remind us of? That's right, that's something that we could call a dog, isn't it? A dog could be considered a canine dog, and that tells us that it's for ripping and tearing food apart. Well done. Which of these should you not do in order to keep your teeth healthy? Should you go to the dentist regularly? Is that going to stop your teeth from going healthy? No, that's going to be good for your teeth. What about brushing your teeth twice a day? Is that going to be good for your teeth or bad for your teeth? Using floss. Floss is like a string that you put in between your teeth and you get out all of the bad stuff, basically. Is that good for your teeth or bad for your teeth? And finally, eating lots of sugary food. Is that good or bad? So which of these should you not do if you want to keep your teeth healthy? 3, 2, 1. Well done. You should not eat lots of sugary foods if you want nice, clean, healthy teeth. We learned that from our experiment, didn't we? So well done. Next one then, looking at the digestive system. Which part of your digestive system breaks down food using acid and contracting muscle? Is it the esophagus? Point to me, where do you think your esophagus is? That's right, the esophagus is the pipe that moves food down from your throat to your stomach. So does that really have contracting muscles? No, it doesn't, does it? It moves it down, but it doesn't have any acid in there. The stomach, what does the stomach do? The stomach has food and it breaks it down. What about the small intestine and the large intestine? I'm going to give you a few seconds and I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. Which is it? It is the stomach. Well done. So the stomach has lots of acids and contracting muscles that really mix and break down the food further. Well done. Next one then, which part of your digestive system absorbs nutrients, so our foods, into your bloodstream? So we know that there's some organ in our digestive system that puts all of the good stuff into our blood, makes us nice and healthy, and then flushes all the bad stuff out, and that's how it comes out of our anus. So which part of the digestive system does that then? Is it the esophagus? We know it's not the stomach. Small intestine or large intestine? Have a go in 3, 2, 1. It is the small intestine, remembering that the small intestine has those 3 organs connected to it, and that helps it to make sure all of the good stuff goes into our body and all of the bad stuff goes away from our body and out. Well done. Now, today you are going to be given your knowledge organisers. Now, these are to help you with today's task. Some of you might still have these from when I sent them out the first time, but if you don't have them, they're here again. So it just tells you everything that we have learned. It tells you about the digestive system, about the teeth and their functions, tells you about the key vocabulary that you need to know, as well as definitions. And then the second page tells you about the difference between a herbivore, a carnivore and an omnivore. Don't worry about the different types of teeth on a herbivore, a carnivore and an omnivore, apart from ours, because that's the same as ours. But all of this about carnassial teeth we haven't learnt about, so don't worry about that. The whole point of this is thinking about the herbivore, the carnivore, the omnivore, the food chains, and all about tooth decay and some more key vocab here. Now, your task today, you are going to be using those 2 pages of the knowledge organiser and your own knowledge that you've learned throughout this term, all about eating and digestion, to create a high quality, informative leaflet showcasing the knowledge that you have learned from this topic. So if you haven't seen a leaflet before, this is a leaflet here. So you need 1 piece of A4 paper. It can be lined or it can be plain, whatever you have at home, whatever you have access to. And what you need to do is fold it into 3 sections. So you'll have your piece of paper, you will fold 1 and you will fold 2, and then you'd open it up and it'd have 3 sections just like this. You might want to ask a grown-up at home to help you to fold it in half. If you show them this picture, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you. On the front cover of your leaflet, you will need the title Eating and Digestion. On the front cover, you might also want to include pictures. You might want to draw some pictures of a food chain. You might want to draw some pictures of a teeth Or if you're feeling extra artistic, maybe Jonah, you might be up for this, you might want to draw a picture of the digestive system too. But you do not need to write anything else, it's just pictures on the front cover. Then so this will be your front cover here. Then when you open your leaflet, it will look like this. So on this first page here, you will be splitting your leaflet into 4 paragraphs. Your first paragraph will go on this page here, and this will be titled as Classifying Animals. I've put here what you might want to talk about. You might want to talk about the different animals which you know, which are a herbivore, a carnivore, or an omnivore. I also want you to include all of these keywords in that paragraph too. So the whole of this first page, not the second or the third, just the first, is going to be all about classifying animals. So you'll be talking about herbivore, a definition of what that is, carnivore, omnivore, lots of pictures. On the second page, in the middle of your 3 sections, you will be headlining it as food chains. And this is where you might want to give an example of a food chain like the one here, but maybe a different one if you can think of one. You also might want to talk about how the plants and animals are linked and what a producer is. Think about photosynthesis. And you might want to also explain why food chains start with a green plant. I want you to use the keywords again here: producer, consumer, photosynthesis, ecosystem and organism. All of these words we've learned about before. Then on your third part of your leaflet, you're going to be doing types of teeth, and that's going to be your next title for your paragraph. You'll be explaining the type of teeth and their functions. You might want to draw a labelled diagram of teeth like this one here, and you might want to also explain how we can prevent tooth decay. That's all about our teeth. I want you to include these keywords here. Finally, on the back of this page, so on the back of your whole leaflet, so you've got your front cover, turn it round, you've got your back, that's your paragraph all about the digestive system. This is where you might want to identify the basic parts of the digestive system. You might want to discuss the process that our body takes to digest food. You might want to have a look at this diagram here, see if you can explain what happens, okay? So on your leaflet, I don't want you to include too many pictures. I want you to maybe write for half the page of the paragraph, and then the rest of the page will be pictures, or maybe you want to write for the whole thing. But it must be high quality. You must make sure you use as many keywords as you can, okay? It must be really, really neat too, all right? Make sure that you write in your beautiful handwriting that you would just like when you were at school, okay? So I'm really looking forward to seeing these high quality leaflets. I really want to put some of them on display when we go back to school, so really try and make sure that you include all of your wonderful learning, but that you don't just copy the knowledge organizer like that, okay? You do put it in your own words too. All right, have a fantastic day, and I will see you in our next lesson. Goodbye, Year 4.